Hello, hello. I am Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang. This is our weekly Sunday Sunset live chat. It's a cooler start to the week. We have some sunshine and wind in the middle, and maybe more precipitation chances at the end of this week into the weekend. I'm Camden Walker. Thanks for joining on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube, and on our blog, cwg.live, anytime you need us. Rain is going to become a little more steady, a little more widespread this evening, and temperatures behind tonight's cold front take a step down. Tomorrow may struggle to get to 50 degrees. Tuesday may struggle to get to 50 degrees and probably stays in the 40s, but at least it'll be sunny by Tuesday and a little windy. And then Wednesday, we start to rebound and feel a little bit closer to like today for like today's temperatures will kind of return by Wednesday, it looks like. And then a little milder Thursday, Friday, as some rain chances again enter the picture. And we'll talk about drought and how this is a needed rain for sure. And you probably have seen my coverage of the drought and the precipitation deficits that we've had in the region on CWG Live this weekend. Now, wind, not a major story for tomorrow, but I think we could have some gusts around 35 miles per hour on Tuesday. So keep that in mind. Ruth Elisa, thanks for joining on Facebook. And Lear and Chardon and Dina and JB and Jans and Durrett, thanks so much for, and David Sadler, good to see you as well on Instagram. Thank you very much, Endurant and Skywalk and April. No rain in Calvert today, but should see some filling in on the radar tonight. So please keep us posted, April. I want to send you some rain. This is now tonight is the highest rain chances we've been expecting this weekend, but we want to get through tonight, and I think we could see a rumble of thunder, which we'll talk about. But it's much needed rain. Some showers linger into tomorrow morning after some moderately steady rain. So April, I think tonight is your night in Calvert County. And Julia, hopefully you had a good weekend as well. Strong winds briefly on Tuesday. Not terribly strong, but we could see a wind advisory, maybe. Gusts around 35 miles per hour on Tuesday. We've seen worse, but Mike, rain dancing, yes, indeed. I saw that earlier. We are going to get some rain indeed. First, we have tonight, showers lingering into actually Monday night, tomorrow night as well. Dry Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we see more rain chances Thursday, Friday, and we need it. Hi, Janet. Thanks so much for tuning in on Facebook and Dauntless. Freezing temperatures could come back for a frost Tuesday night, and we'll talk about that in a second as well. And again, don't be surprised if you hear a rumble of thunder, especially south and east of town this evening and overnight hours as well. Hopefully, it doesn't wake us up or anything. But rain amounts, half of this is over the next kind of couple days through Monday night, and then another half of this rain for the next 7 days is coming in Thursday, Friday, Saturday potentially. So this is much needed rain. 2 inches of rain, especially southeast of town, is where it's kind of the bonus spots there. Though south and east of town, of course, is doing better with the precipitation patterns in recent weeks and months. And that's why, unfortunately, along and north of the Potomac, that's where we're seeing more severe drought in the darker orange. That's a D3 severe drought, as it's known. And that's where we need to, if we could order the atmosphere to focus as precipitation over the next 7 days, a little closer to the Potomac, that would be ideal. But nope, I can't do it just this time around. But still, needed rain is good over the next 7 days. Clouds are definitely around through tomorrow, most of tomorrow night, but we start clearing out Tuesday morning. Tuesday during the day, maybe predominantly sunny, but maybe a stray, batch of clouds, maybe even a couple raindrops and sprinkles or a quick shower on Tuesday. But overall, dry and sunny Tuesday, Wednesday, cloudy again Thursday, Friday, Saturday, as rain chances start increasing Thursday. Not sure if we can hold off any showers until the afternoon on Thursday, so stay tuned to cwg.live as we get closer. Friday, Saturday have a little bit better chance of some moderate rains, and we even might see a little bit too much too quickly of a good thing. We'll watch to see if some of these rains are a little too heavy for the soils to take. Now, that's not a major concern right now. So frost and freezes, this is the typical last frost and freeze for the region. The quick summary is that Tuesday night, we could see more frost and freezes in the area. So hopefully you're keeping those sensitive plants and flowers in pots that you can bring indoors for Tuesday night. That's when we could see some frost in the region. I believe that's, clearer skies and low winds excuse me, actually, I want to say Monday night. Let's do Tuesday morning and maybe Wednesday morning, but I do want to say early Tuesday morning. I think that's when we could be cooler. Sorry, I was off by 24 hours. Bad, bad, bad. David, hello. Good to see you, Charlene. Hello, Pennsylvania. Ruth Lisa, no major storms expected so far this week. Michael, hello. Stephen Culpepper, good to see you. Bring on the rain, more 60s. I'm all about it. Taylor, good to see you from Facebook. Steel City, good to see you on X. Planting your annuals, I would be careful. Let's get into Wednesday, Thursday before planting those annuals. But as I'm saying, the last frost and freeze could still be in parts of our region through mid to late April. And along the IE1 corridor, we've seen some frost and freezes closer to Mother's Day. No frost tonight, CS Nazer. Alicia, Brando, Steph would go. Appreciate seeing you. Your most kind words there on Instagram. Thank you very much for tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. I don't think, David, we have record low minimums this week. I don't think we'll be too warm in the overnights. Let's see, record low. Oh, for the cold, so cold highs. I don't think. I mean, it'll be chilly, but I don't think it'll be record-breaking cool this week for the daytime high temperatures. All right. So, Dauntless, indeed, we talked about frost and freezes are possible still for the season. We're being cautious, especially when we have Tuesday potential frosts coming into the picture. KSL, Melissa, McAfee, hello. Jenny, good to see you. And NM4 Prez. And we've got Janet on Facebook, good to see you. Ruth Lisa and David, thank you very much for tuning in. All right. Let us go into the pollen from my fellow allergy sufferers. I want to quickly sip a little bit of tea, but it is high. We're getting very high. And just talking about pollen gets me all, allergic. It's so funny how that's psychosomatic a little bit, but we are tracking higher than average for this time of year, ahead of schedule, if you will. So when we see 1,000 grains per cubic meter of air, that's more typical of mid to late April, where we start seeing the more typical peak in that lower graph there. So we're tracking a little higher, a little earlier than expected. So you're not alone. If you are feeling it, you are not alone. David, just some non-caffeinated stuff tonight for the tea. It's great. And David, yes, let's talk about the rain. In the medium term, it looks like precipitation doesn't want to give us a clear signal for next work week, whether or not it wants to be above or below average. And temperatures, by the way, are leaning above average for next work week. But with this drought, we definitely need to get 5, if not 10 inches of rain in some parts of the region just to nix this drought. Now we could see a good amount over the next 7 days, not 5 inches by any stretch of the imagination, but we could see some heavier downpours. We need to watch this intensity of rain at the end of the week. 1 to maybe 3 inches of rain is not a terrible thing when all is said and done over the next 7 days. We'll keep you posted, of course, at cwg.live as we get closer. Ruth Lisa is feeling me on these allergies. Indeed, high tree pollen is killing all of us, Ruth Lisa. Oh, Scott Miles, thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Dusting of green from pollen all over your previously clean car this morning. I'm so sorry. That is very annoying. Anne Hoog, thanks for tuning in on Instagram, and Jen and PV Dama and Ron and DC Crush and Carmen and Kenny. Good to see you as well. We're on the blog tonight at cwg.live. That's where we're live on 5 channels total. So cwg.live is number 1, Facebook, X, YouTube, Instagram. So thanks for tuning in on all of 4 of our social media channels and the blog tonight. Moving forward, we've got radar filling in tonight into tomorrow morning very early. That's where the kind of focus is, right maybe around sunrise. We hopefully taper some of the moderately steady to heavy rain tonight. I think we could see a rumble of thunder that we were talking about. Let me make sure I pull that up here for you to see. I think south of town is where heavier downpours and maybe gustier storms stick. Fredericksburg, south of Fredericksburg even. But around town, we still can't rule out some nice steady rains. We need this, as we were talking about, with the droughts that we need to make up for in this region. And we've got wind tomorrow, pretty tame, but Tuesday, not pictured here, this is just for tomorrow. But to let you know, Tuesday, we might see some wind gusts around 35 miles per hour as behind a secondary cold front that moves through Monday night. So we're also watching for the chance of frost. Make sure those sensitive plants are in for very early Tuesday morning as well. We don't want to get those plants killed by any frosts or freezes. All right, so precipitation this week, we got the first batch trying to move out the main batch late tonight, early tomorrow. Showers linger on Monday and then even into Monday night a little bit early on, maybe through midnight or so. Tuesday and Wednesday, dry, sunny. Tuesday, though, has some asterisks where it's windy with winds around 35 miles per hour, and even a pop up stray shower sprinkle batch of clouds could come through late morning, midday. So we'll keep you posted on that. But overall, we can take 2 days off from rain and get some sunshine on Tuesday, Wednesday. Temperatures are warming up, as you can see in the forecast at a glance above me. And it's not terrible until we get another batch of needed rain as temperatures warm a little bit Thursday into Friday and into the weekend. And this adds up to 1, maybe 3 inches of rain in parts of the region. So that is welcome news, given that we have this drought or severe drought in the dark orange along and north of the Potomac. Haiti and Amy, good to see you, and Patrick and Jenny and Sodetsu. And Joe and Nikki Soblinsky, good to see you as well. And Deborah. And uh, Omgrand, we are on threads, I think, by secondary. It's not a primary aspect right now. Arkachucks and Carolina and Coastal and Chris and Katri and Joe and Abby, good to see you all on Instagram. And Dave is feeling the tree pollen settling on the balcony, seeing it and feeling it. And hockey weather on Tuesday. Steel City, if you're outdoors, it will be pretty windy and a little chilly, but at least you have some sunshine if you have that outdoor hockey game. Christina, yes, let's talk about this pollen again. It is a little early to see near peak season pollen, but it's tracking little high, a little early, and I'm feeling it. And I'm on lots of good anti-allergy medicines just to be able to talk to you right now. But you're not alone, Christina Nolan. Layer of pollen on the horse trough this morning. I'm so sorry. It's hard to even keep some clean water for the animals. We've got Lewis. You have a new trimmer and doing some yard work tomorrow. But yeah, the rain. Maybe you can find some drier patches of grass, Lewis, at the end of the day tomorrow. But honestly, if you can wait behind the late Monday night, early Tuesday morning cold front, I think we dry out pretty darn quickly and effectively on Tuesday with this wind and drier air. If you can wait one day, Lewis, that's a good call. Let's see, Dave, happy the rain. You need to bring up your well water levels, I'm sure, especially if you're long and north of the Potomac. You are feeling it. Groundwater is a little more compromised along and north of the Potomac. Christine, Nicole, Linz, J. Brax, Spiritina, Maya, good to see you on Instagram. Thanks so much. Making sure I haven't missed any other questions there. And we've got Charlene working on compost and raised garden beds on Wednesday. Need that rain first. Excellent. And that's after kind of the coldest temperatures, Charlene. So that times very nicely indeed. All right. Let's move forward and talk about clouds this week. Pretty dominating. Monday night. Tuesday, they open up for the most part. And Wednesday looks very sunny. And again, can't rule out a quick stray sprinkle and a quick batch of clouds on Tuesday. But overall, Tuesday, Wednesday are the sunniest days of the week. We've got Thursday, Friday clouds again as rain chances ramp back up again. Welcome needed rain chances. And then into the weekend, we could stay pretty cloudy if a low pressure system wants to hang out in our area. As some indications are, it might stick around and give us like a rainy, maybe 4 day period. We'll see. We'll see as we get closer. There are plenty of question marks as we head into the weekend. So please stay tuned to CWG.live. I'm Kendall Walker doing our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat. 20 minutes. We talk every Sunday, unless it's a holiday Monday. But always it's a Sunday. Doing our weekly Sunday Sunset chat, I always post the headline of our latest CWG live blog forecast there at the top that I've updated and is on the blog for you this evening, and the forecast graphically at a glance. And we do other cool graphics for discussion below here, including for my plant lovers and my farmers and gardeners. Please note it will be very cold Tuesday morning and maybe again Tuesday night. So remember, we are not past quite the average date of last frost and freezes for most of the region. We're getting there. We're getting there. But I think, as you know, we've had a couple years recently, even along the I-81 corridor, that we have Mother's Day frost and freezes. Now, if you live, along I-95, we're getting very close to being able to safely put out those sensitive plants and annuals, vegetables, flowers. But for now, if you could just keep those in pots and you can move them inside, should we see any quick frost or freezes. But we haven't officially started growing season yet. So if we get very cold, there's a chance even the National Weather Service will issue frost or freeze advisories. But we're not quite there yet. It's just that we're not in the core of growing season just yet. So please stay cautious. All right, pollen. It's not waiting for growing season. That's that reproductive stuff from the trees. That's getting going into the air now, very high and tracking higher than average, earlier than average. So that is not feeling great for me and you and most of us allergy sufferers. Temperatures next week are leaning above average, and for looking ahead at precipitation, unfortunately, we kind of get an unclear signal on precipitation levels next week. It's neither giving us a lean above or below average, so we'll see. But, with the droughts, we definitely want to get some rain in here. And the good news is over the next 7 days, 1 to 3 inches with the kind of two rain events. One ends Monday night with those final showers tomorrow night. Then we're dry Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We add another 50% to these totals. So the first half comes through Monday night. The second half of this 1 to 3 inches comes on Thursday through Saturday. So that's great. We need though about 5 to 10 inches in parts of the region to really put the drought to bed, and we're not going to get that anytime soon. And if anything, this rainfall, kind of Friday, Saturday, is the main focus. We could have some moderate to heavy rains. With very, very slight chance for some flooding downpours. So we'll have to watch that. It could be a little too much of a good thing too quickly, but we'll watch that with certain higher confidence as we get closer. All right, another 3 minutes on the air. We've got Mindfulness Works, Catalan, Emily, good to see you, and Little Harp. And we've got Steph. Yes, I hope the toddler will be enjoying the Tuesday weather. I'm glad I can give you heads up on that. That is great. All right, Isaac and Ahork and Trilobite and Ayana and Lisa Cunningham. Good to see you. Hello. Thursday. I don't think there's too high of a chance for Thursday being foggy. Let's show you while we're talking, Ruth, Lisa, some temperatures going forward this week. Kind of cool early week, starting to warm up a little bit by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But overall, I think there's like a little chance of fog tonight, a little chance of fog again tomorrow night, Ruth, Lisa. I don't see a strong signal for Thursday fog just yet. Oh, Donna in Iowa, good to see you. And I think you have some wind coming through this week. I haven't taken a super close look, but please let me know how you are doing. And we've got, let's see, Charlene is doing gardening. And David, if we're in a drought, how much rain for a flood? I think at this point we only need about 2 inches in 24 hours to really start having some flood concerns right now. Maybe 2.5 inches. That does vary with storms depending on the soil, the intensity, the atmosphere. So I'm comfortable doing a general average that I learned in school as 2 inches in 24 hours. That's usually a threshold for some flooding concerns. Now, it wouldn't be rapid flash flooding potentially, but just something to keep in mind if we see that within 1 day's time. But luckily, the rain we're talking about over the next 7 days, it's spread out 1 to 3 inches over roughly 7 days as it looks now. So that's why it's very borderline and just something for all of us to keep in the back of our heads by the end of the week, David. So stay tuned to CWG.live as we get more certainty, more confidence on the rain at the end of the week and its intensity. Ruth, Lisa, you're most welcome. And Dave, you have a great week as well. David, you take care. And let's see, we've got Sarah and Peter. Good to see you on Instagram. And we've got Fantastic Fly. Very good. All right. We have 1 minute to run through, and Andrea, good to see you as well. We've got 1 minute to run through things really quick. The radar's filling in tonight. Another batch of heavier, steadier rain turns from kind of showers this evening into maybe steady and rumble of thunder or two late tonight, hopefully not waking us up. But this is the focus of the rain that we've been looking at for the last couple of days. Some of you are frustrated, some of you are happy that you've seen some of these showers during daytime hours, but tonight is the night to really make up for some of the rain that we've been wanting from from the gardening perspective and the drought perspective. Rumble of thunder again is possible, especially south of town. Temperatures this week start cool, And then gradually, I mean, we're going to struggle to get to 50 and maybe stay in the 40s on Tuesday. So Monday, Tuesday, pretty darn cool, kind of back to what it felt like today, Sunday. On Wednesday and Sunday will feel kind of the same. So today and Wednesday. And then Thursday, Friday, we warm up a little bit more. And then we might see some rain at the end of the week, but wind is not really an issue until Tuesday when we could see winds around 35 mile per hour gusts. And then just this precipitation is kind of two batches this week. And I'll say the summary is when will we not see precipitation? Most likely Tuesday and Wednesday. Those are dry, sunny days. Between are two precipitation batches, and these precipitation totals over the next 7 days, 1 to 3 inches throughout the region, especially southeast of town, where it's not exactly needed as much with the drought in the region, focused mainly north along and north of the Potomac River, and the clouds are generally around this week except for Tuesday and Wednesday. Frost possible Monday night, maybe again Tuesday night, so we will keep you posted on that as we get closer, but please keep that in mind, gardeners and farmers. And allergy sufferers, you are not alone, with high pollen tracking a little higher, sooner, quicker this season than is typical average for middle, late April. That's when we normally see the peak in tree pollen. And it's if I think about it, I'm gonna have an allergy attack on you right now. All right, so pollen aside, we've got temperatures next work week leaning above average and precipitation unclear. It doesn't really want to lean one way or the other above average or below average for next week. All right, I will leave you with this lovely rainfall over the next 7 days. First batch is tonight, moving out, showers tomorrow and even into tomorrow night. But the heaviest hopefully ends around sunrise tomorrow morning. Now, Tuesday, Wednesday being dry, we then could see another half of this 1 to 3 inches come through again later Thursday through Saturday. So we'll keep you posted at CWG Live this week. Thanks for tuning in on all four of our social media channels in addition to the blog tonight on Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram. I'm Camden Walker signing off, and I'll see you next Sunday for our weekly live Q&A then. Bye for now, everyone.